In 1956, Chuck Berry released Roll Over Beethoven, effectively framing rock and roll as a rebellious rejection of the stifling formality of the Western classical canon. That blues-based framework defined the genre for a decade, but by the late 1960s, the traditional pentatonic scales reached a creative ceiling for a new generation of musicians. Ambitious guitarists were chasing a new kind of power. They needed a musical vocabulary capable of expressing unprecedented doom, extreme tension, and symphonic scale. To achieve it, they looked backward, explicitly adopting the underlying mechanics used by Baroque and Romantic composers. Rock's most technically demanding subgenres are built on a structural architecture hundreds of years old, utilizing the same harmonic tension found in historical masterpieces. The Marshall stack became the new vehicle for these traditions, translating 18th century theory through a wall of distortion. Heavy metal's dark, industrial aesthetic began with a 1970 debut of Black Sabbath. The ominous, grinding opening riff of their title track was a direct adaptation of Gustav Holst's orchestral suite, The Planets, specifically the movement Mars, Bringer of War. The tritone is the shared structural core of Holst's piece and Sabbath's riff. This interval, an augmented fourth or diminished fifth, possesses a specific dissonance that once led early church composers to label it the devil in music. Tony Iommi magnified this classical dissonance through extreme amplification and down-tuned strings, weaponizing the lack of resolution. This wasn't a rejection of the past. It was a translation of orchestral dread into a localized mechanical roar. By the late 1970s, the focus of the classical crossover shifted from doom toward hyper-speed virtuosity. Ritchie Blackmore successfully mapped the melodic joy and rigid structures of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony directly onto a hard rock rhythm section. Yngwie Malmsteen solidified the neoclassical style by importing the physical demands of violin masters like Niccolò Paganini and J.S. Bach to the electric guitar. The harmonic minor scale provides necessary tension. Its raised seventh degree creates a powerful gravitational pull toward the root note, giving high-speed runs structural logic. This continuous spinning out of a melody, Fortspinnung, was adapted into sweep picking, creating fluid, unbroken shred lines. These techniques are the strict application of 19th century compositional logic, executed at the physical limits of the instrument. Classical architecture even underpinned the aggressive, street-level energy of thrash metal. Dave Mustaine utilized J.S. Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor on Megadeth's debut, signaling technical superiority over his California thrash metal rivals. Emerson, Lake and Palmer took a different route, utilizing Moog synthesizers to translate Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition into a bombastic power trio format. The Doors integrated the piano works of Isaac Albéniz, returning the music to its flamenco roots before launching into a psychedelic blues framework. Interpolling the classical canon became a reliable cultural mechanism to instantly impart theatrical grandeur and assert musical dominance. Critics initially dismissed these classical aspirations as pretentious, accusing rock musicians of abandoning their working-class roots. But the appropriation of classical virtuosity was a discourse of empowerment, musicians from outside the establishment seizing the elite's musical language and amplifying it. Mastering the demands of Bach or Paganini forced the academic world to acknowledge the electric guitar as an instrument requiring the exact same rigor and genius as the concert violin. The concert hall and the arena are both driven by the same human pursuit of dramatic, visceral power. Hard rock is the loudest continuation of a 300-year-old classical tradition, turned up to 11.